the Rockies. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jerome Jurenovich, along with Matt Diaz. And Matt, after the way they lost last night, after battling through that long rain delay, a little extra motivation tonight?
Oh, absolutely. The Braves want to head into the break at or above 500. To do that, they must win today. You have your all-star on the mound against a spot starter who hasn't gone more than 2 innings all year, really, maybe 2.1 in the minor leagues one time. So this is not a must-win this early in the season, but to enter the All-Star break with the momentum you need, you have to take this win if you're the Braves.
Our AT&T U-verse starting pitchers tonight, the All-Star on the hill, Shelby Miller, coming off a phenomenal outing against Philadelphia. Just 3 earned runs or fewer in 15 of his 17 starts. He'll go up against a very late addition, Gonzalez Germain, for the Rockies, and they just acquired him a couple of days ago off waivers from the Cubs, and he did pitch against the Braves a couple of times as a member of the Mets the last couple of years. But it's Miller who we want to focus on because his last outing, another no decision, but sensational again.
Oh, so good. He faced the Phillies, mowed them down, scattered, I believe it was 7 hits over 6 1/3, struck out 8. But unfortunately for Shelby, he was pitching against Cole Hamels. Tonight's a little different as he gets the guy with, I believe, 3 last names, Gonzalez Germain, and he should have better luck with the run support today. We'll have to see how that goes.
Well, here's where video coordinator Rob Smith really earns his money. Now, he did pitch for the Mets a couple of years, and the Braves faced him a few of them, but you got to really dig deep to get some video of this guy. Will that help today?
Oh, absolutely. Here, you do have a little bit of familiarity. Rob Smith doesn't have to dig too hard. Punch in last year, you see Freddie Freeman hitting a home run there. B.J. Upton gets the infield hit. And then Dan Uggla comes up and hits a hard double. The Braves do have video on him. A few of them have seen him a couple times. So he's not a total unknown. It is one of those things where last night they had to face 8 pitchers in a 9-inning game. 8 pitchers, Jerome. And tonight it could be much of the same because this is really a spot start, as Germain's not a starter by trade.
All right. Well, what a difference a year makes, as they say. We're saying what a difference a day makes in Denver. What a difference a year makes for the Braves. For more on that, let's get you out to Coors Field now. Here are Chip and Joe.
Well, this may surprise you, fellas, but as we look behind us here in Denver, Colorado, at beautiful Coors Field, look at that. Beautiful sunshine, just a few puffy clouds overhead, but you never know. We might get a... I promise that was rain. Might get a pop-up shower a little bit later on this evening. Hopefully that won't be the case as the Braves and Rockies play in Game 2 of the series. And Jerome said it very well. What a difference a year makes. The Braves under 500, but playing a different brand and I think more exciting brand of baseball this year.
I agree. And one of the things, when we look at this graphic about the record at the same time last year, the Braves were 10 games over 500. I believe they were in first place, averaging roughly the same number of runs per game. Braves this year hitting better. Their bullpen ERA is not quite as good. Certainly they're not striking out as much. Now, last year's team went on after the break and had a fabulous month of August. You remember Justin Upton should have been the player of the month in the National League in August, and he wasn't for some reason. But then the September swoon, things went right in the tank, and it was so disappointing. I don't think right now, watching this Braves team, that you're going to see that high and low. You're just going to see the consistency, a lot more consistent ball club this year than what we saw last year, and I think that will carry them into September in good shape.
Ball club right now, Joe, 5 games out of first place in the East. I don't think anyone could have possibly predicted that going into the opening game against the Marlins down in Miami.
No, I think that's why we respect these guys so much, and we have great admiration for what Freddie Gonzalez and his staff is doing with this team. Kevin Seitzer's done good work with these guys as the new hitting coach. That wasn't easy to step in and try to fix, I'll say, but I just like where they are. I like the way they're playing. I like what they're doing. I think the bullpen is getting better by the day. Loved what Mike Fultonevich did last night. Even though he gave up a run, man, he came in blazing, and it was good to see, fun to watch.
And hopefully Shelby Miller will be blazing tonight for the Braves. It's been way too long since Mr. Miller's enjoyed a W in the big leagues. Hopefully that long streak will be snapped tonight against a Colorado club that, as you know, is a fearsome offensive lineup on their home turf here at Coors Field. Beautiful night for baseball. We'll get to it here in just a few minutes here in Denver, Colorado. Back to you guys in Atlanta.
All right, thank you very much, fellas. Good to see that sun shining out there in Denver after last night. And they say consistent, and they have been consistent. And especially you think about, they've been without Freeman for a while, and it looks like they're going to be without him for a little while longer. Do they need to be consistently a little better in certain areas, though?
Oh, absolutely. The glaring stat on the graphic they put up was the bullpen numbers, but back to the consistency. This brand of baseball, the Kevin Seitzer at bats, is a lot easier than last year's brand of baseball to be consistent, to continually that steady growth as a team, to stay in more ball games. Even last night, they fell way behind early, but it was only a 5-3 game, and the tying run was at the plate in the 9th inning. This Braves team has the ability to stay in almost every game. The glaring statistic between this year's team and last year's team was that the relief ERA, and the back end with Grilly has been phenomenal. But I think with Fulte and those guys starting to figure out their roles, I think that'll come down.
All right, as you just saw a moment ago, sun is shining out in Denver. Not the case last night. It was ugly. Matt's not playing anymore, but even he was frustrated during the rain delay, wanted to get this thing over with. We'll explain the effects of a long wait on the team.
Congratulations, you're a winner! This is the second best thing that's ever happened to me.
Wow. Congratulations. Here's the deal.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yes! Yes!
It's the big one. Nothing beats a great deal on a new Toyota. Get a low 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2015 Toyota RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 6 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
Give a little time for the child within you. Don't be afraid to be young and free. Undo the locks and throw away the keys and take off your shoes and socks in one move.
Bicycles, tricycles, ice cream, candy, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, home free.
It's not home, but with every well-considered detail, it becomes one step closer. No wonder more people choose Delta than any other airline.
Here's another reason to love a sunny day. More renewable energy. That's because Georgia Power is helping grow solar energy, making Georgia a national leader. And when the clouds roll in, our diverse fuel mix of nuclear, coal, natural gas, and hydro allows us to choose the most cost-efficient energy source available, saving money for our customers and keeping power flowing 24/7. Learn more about the bright future of energy at georgiapower.com/solar.
Lowe's presents How to Tell Time with Your Nose.
Ooh, dinner time.
Now get up to 25% off patio clearance at Lowe's.
With After-School All-Stars, you're watching Fox Sports South.
Braves Live is brought to you by AT&T Uverse and by Hyundai. Shelby Miller, Gonzalez, Germain will open up on the hill tonight. Could be worse, could be Duran. Speaking of talented artists, here's Andre Aldridge, who is not a weatherman, but he does have a great story about the weather out in Colorado.
All right, Jerome, thank you very much. From first pitch to last night, we were actually here for 5 hours and 19 minutes. Of course, that includes the 2-hour and 6-minute rain delay, although after things got restarted, there really was no delay in the rain anymore, which had this field on the borderline of unplayable. Now, our side didn't make any excuses for the losses. However, the weather and the conditions were definitely a topic of discussion inside the Braves clubhouse.
Yeah, when we walked out there, I thought it looked a little gray, but I mean, I know it. Obviously, it rains here a good amount, so I didn't really think much of it. You figure if we're going to start the game, it'll probably be good for at least a couple innings, but then it turned out to be good for half an inning, and then the over 2-hour delay. So it was kind of a strange thing for sure.
You know, I think they took Tulo out, in a 2-run game in the bottom of 9th, which kind of shows, how bad it was. With that being said, we both had to play in it and, chalk it up and go out there tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it was about halfway through that game. I think we were all kind of looking at each other like, be careful. I mean, it's just coming out of the box. You can slip, you can pull something, strain something, going around the bases, in the dirt, obviously the outfield, the grass, and everything else. You really do have to walk on eggshells. I mean, I've been saying it, a lot today. I mean, I think it says a lot when they're only winning by 2 runs and they take out their best player and their best defensive player so he doesn't get hurt. You know, that's not something that's ideal, you know, when you're trying to win a ball game. But, you know, that's what we were dealing with.
I mean, the field was just caked between the water and the turfus and whatever you call it that they throw out there on the field. I mean, it was just like a bunch of cake batter out there.
So hopefully the only cake tonight will be a slice of German chocolate I've got stashed away back there where I was helping the guys out with 120 bags of Diamond Dry they put on the field. And I also heard that sprinkles are for winners, and the Braves have defeated the Rockies 16 of the last 22 times that they played, although they've lost 3 straight here at Coors Field. So hopefully I have sprinkles and ice cream with my cake, and we will celebrate all of that a little bit later, Jerome, as we send it back to you guys in Atlanta.
Okay, thank you, Andre. Hopefully no more Diamond Dry tonight. And Matt, how frustrating is it to have to play through that slop all night long in the pouring rain in those conditions, and then you lose? How do you not allow that to affect you heading into today's game?
Well, it affects you last night. You are frustrated that you don't get to face Kendrick, the guy you had prepared for, a guy who's been struggling, who's given up a ton of home runs, and you're frustrated that your guy, Alex Wood, one of your best pitchers, doesn't get to throw but I think 2 total pitches last night. But as soon as the game's over, baseball players are great at this. You just flush it and you turn the page and you come back and play again the next day.
Well, let's hope they get some hits. We have the All-Star on the mound. As we know, they struggle when Shelby Miller's out there offensively. Wait till you see the numbers to back that up. They'll surprise you, no matter how well you know that Miller does not get offensive support.
Nissan Altima. With up to 270 horsepower, blind spot warning, and premium interior. For a limited time, choose Altima and save up to $40.25, or choose 0% APR for up to 72 months. Altima, the ride you can always rely on. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com. Innovation that excites.
33. 16. 8. 4. 7.
Honey!
There are some numbers you never forget.
Scaly, Slimy, Spectacular, the new amphibian and reptile experience, only at Zoo Atlanta.
Social Security is sometimes the only thing that stands between having a roof over your head, food on the table, and being homeless. At Morgan & Morgan, we have a Social Security section devoted to helping you. Whether you're applying for benefits or been denied, I invite you to visit forthepeople.com and learn more. When you visit, you can learn what benefits you're entitled to and what injuries and mental illnesses qualify for both Social Security and VA benefits. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Fox Sports South. Great moments happen here.
Our Cholula hot sauce flamethrower of the day is one Mike Fultonevich. Remember, he struggled the first time out of the pen against the Brewers. Not the case last night at Coors Field. A couple innings, 4 strikeouts, just a 1 earned run. He was rolling against the Rockies. Good for Mike Fultonevich, getting that adjustment down out of the pen. Now, we all know when Shelby Miller's on the mound, the offense struggles, and that leads to our inside look presented by the 2015 Toyota Tundra. Let's go places like, how about around the bases for Shelby, because they're just not doing it. Anibal Sanchez, Mark Burley, Jeremy Hellickson. They get the most run support in the last 4 starts in all of baseball. Look at Shelby Miller. He's tied for 161st. That's dead last. A bunch of guys getting no runs over their last 4. The difference, Sanchez and Hellickson both have ERAs well over 4. Miller's a sterling 2.07, but they can't seem to score for him. That is absolutely ridiculous, and that leads to our Delta Ask the Analysts. Matt, the hitters begin to press when they know they're just not producing when a certain pitcher is on the mound.
We went through this a little bit back when I played with the Braves. I believe it was 07, and we could not score for John Smoltz to save our lives. Now, Smoltzy's a competitor, and he let us hear about it a little bit, but you don't really press. You don't want to be the guy to screw it up. So I guess in a sense, it's on the back of your mind. I think that stat alone, what just showed you right there, is why wins and losses for an individual pitcher have been declared by a lot of these sabermetricians as an antiquated stat. Shelby Miller has done his job. He's kept the Braves in the games he's pitched over the last 4 starts. He's just had 0 runs. 0, Jerome. You and I have scored as many runs as the Braves had for Shelby Miller over his last 4 starts.
He just dropped antiquated on us. The man is intelligent. What could I say? Our Toyota tweet of the week. Who has been the Braves MVP for the first half of the season, and why? Are you thinking it's Shelby Miller? Go ahead and tweet us at Fox Sports South using hashtag BravesMVP, and your tweet could be read on Braves Live, the postgame show. Last night, we saw Chris Johnson get the start over at first. How about a 3-hit night for CJ? Back in the starting lineup tonight over at third. This time, he is raking. We'll hear from him next.
Spend your summer with the Braves. See Freddie Freeman, Cameron Maybin, and the rest of your Braves take on the Chicago Cubs Friday, July 17th through Sunday the 19th. On Friday, catch Georgia Lottery Friday Night Fireworks, the #1 rated fireworks show. And moms on Saturday the 18th spend a day at the ballpark with your little boy for the annual Mother-Son Night at the ballpark. Get your tickets now for this action-packed weekend. Visit Braves.com/tickets.
One thing we can rely on in this house is UVerse high-speed internet.
I've been streaming movies all day without any problems.
UVerse high-speed internet has brought much-needed reliability to our lives.
It's got reliability you can rely on.
AT&T UVerse high-speed internet. With 99.9% reliability, it's one thing you can rely on.
Leave early. Go roam. Sleep in. Sleep out. Stargaze. Dream big. Wander more. Care less. Beat sunrise. Chase sunset. Do it all on us. Get your first month's payment plus 5 years wear and tear coverage. Make the most of summer with Volvo.
With CPI Security's InTouch system, you get complete protection, control, and convenience right at your fingertips. Arm your system, lock your doors, and make sure everyone is safe when you're not home. During an emergency, you're quickly connected to our award-winning monitoring station, delivering a fast, personal response when you need it. For a limited time, get a complete InTouch system with monitored fire detection and video monitoring, including an outdoor HD camera and touchscreen door lock installed free. Call CPI today.
Liberty Dream, Sunday at 3 on Sports South.
In honor of your 50 years of Braves baseball in Atlanta, let's take a look back to a classic one at Coors. Back in April of '99, they scored 20 runs in a game. They won it 20-5, 24 hits. That's the second most in Braves history in a game. They scored 10 of those runs in the 9th inning alone. Maddox won it. Unbelievable. Andrew, 5 for 6, 6 RBI. That tied career high in hits and RBI. Brian Jordan also going deep in that game. And somewhere, I think BJ is still talking about that, as a matter of fact. We love you, BJ. You know I'm just kidding. Now, that was the pre-humidor days. Right now, Chris Johnson is wishing that they would turn that thing off because he's back in the starting lineup again. 3 hits last night. CJ's hitting the ball pretty well. Let's hear what he has to say. Here he is with Andre.
Well, thanks a lot, Jerome. Chris, even though you're at third base tonight, I want to talk a little about first base because we've been watching you play there, and your comfort level looks pretty good at the other side of the diamond.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more comfortable every time I go over there. You know, I've past couple of years I've actually spent some time over there. So the more I get over there, the more I feel comfortable. I've been working on it during BP and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm just trying to do whatever I can. Tonight I'm at third, so being able to have that versatility and be able to go to both spots is only going to help the team.
And look, I think of a particular play last night in the 6th when you guys get Rosario and AJ has the throw there in the weather and kind of the target you set up.
Yeah, I just tried to give him an outside target. You know, the good play was on his part. You know, he had to go back there, get the ball, turn, and fire. So I was just trying to make a good pick for him and give him a good lane to throw in. In that situation, you either give him the inside or the outside, and since the ball was behind him, we took the outside lane, and AJ made a great play.
Talk to me just a little bit about staying ready, and I guess really just being a ball player. There haven't been too many games that have gotten away from you guys this season, but in one of them, I believe you volunteered to pitch.
Yeah, whatever we can do. We have one of those ball clubs where nobody really cares. You know, where we go, where we play, what we do to help the team. If I can help the team in any way possible, I'll do it. So that's kind of my mindset this season, and I think that's everybody's mindset in here.
And talking comfort level, your last 6 games against the Rockies, you're hitting almost 400. I mean, what is it like when you see these guys? I know a reporter does that.
I don't know. It's nothing that I think about. I don't even think I knew that before you told me. So I'm just trying to go up there and see a good pitch and try to put a good swing on it. If it falls in, then I'll take it. So, but I didn't know that. But hopefully it continues.
All right. Best of luck tonight. Hopefully not a lot of diamond dry or kitty litter, as your manager says, man.
I hope so.
All right. Back to you now, Jerome.
Thank you, Andre. Our Sonic Shake It Up takes a look at Chris Johnson at Coors Field. 3 more hits last night, and there were times where he struggled. A couple of years ago, we saw him make a run at a batting title. What is he doing so well at the plate right now?
Well, he's really staying inside the ball, and it started last night in his first at bat when he drives a double toward the big part of the ball field, kind of up the middle. That ball's middle in. A lot of people try to pull it. He doesn't. He keeps his hands inside it and hits it hard to center field. Here, he just gets around the ball a little bit, but because his hands started inside, found the barrel. And again, good hitters get jammed. That's what Paul Molitor used to always preach, and he was a pretty good hitter himself. So as long as Chris Johnson's willing to get jammed, he's doing his job.
CJ over at third today. I understand you want to give Johnny Gomes a start here and there, so you keep KJ's big bat in the lineup over at first. But the guy's hitting .429 as a first baseman, and with Freddie Freeman out, should he get a few more starts over there?
Yeah, he should, and he probably will. The way he's swinging the bat, the way he's playing defense, just the way this whole team has been constructed. You know, Kelly Johnson can play multiple positions. You've seen so many people. Now Chris Johnson can move both sides of the diamond, and the fact that Andre brought it up that he even volunteered to pitch, it is a true team of grinders and baseball players.
Chris Johnson batting 5th for the Braves tonight. When I say .429, sometimes those numbers are deceiving because he may only have 7 at bats. So he's 12 for 28 as a first baseman. Let's hope that carries over to the other side of the diamond tonight as he's getting the start at third. Is he Matt Spick-McClegg? We'll find out next.
Congratulations, you're a winner! This is the second best thing that's ever happened to me.
Wow. Congratulations. Here's the deal.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yes! Yes!
It's the big one. Nothing beats a great deal on a new Toyota. Get a low 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2015 Toyota RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
It's about positive thinking.
And teamwork.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going downtown.
So I started thinking parking space.
There was no spaces.
But then one appeared, right?
Positive thinking really works.
It really does. You know, like when I need gas, I start thinking Techron. Techron. And before I know it, we're pulling into a Chevron.
You put the positive thoughts out there, and then I just... Are you like controlling me?
No.
Your car takes care of you. Care for it. Chevron with Techron. Care for your car.
That's a long leash.
These buttery croissant dogs are so gourmet and so French. Ah, yes, the old French mime trick. That's really gonna work. Okay, no. Stop it, no. Haha, what do you think of that? You want me to rub your fingers with my...
Rub my fingers? You owe me money for my rope.
Ooh la la. Introducing the buttery French croissant dog. And don't forget our half-price shakes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
I just want to be the best. When the money was on the line, he was the big-time, big-game pitcher.
His spot in Cooperstown cemented.
Steve Mosey going into the Hall of Fame. I mean, he deserves it.
He's probably the most competitive guy that I've ever played with.
I wanted to win rings. I wanted to win more than one, and that drove me. That drove me for 21 years.
Driven, John Smoltz, a Hall of Fame career. Tonight at 11:30 on Fox Sports South. Presented by your local Toyota dealers.
Tuesday's baseball's best gather in Cincinnati for the Midsummer Classic. By the way, the Royals' Mike Moustakas and Carlos Martinez of the Cardinals won that final vote. Our coverage of the 2015 MLB All-Star Game begins July 14th at 7 o'clock on Fox, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Shelby Miller will be in Cincinnati for the All-Star Game. Had one start at Coors in his career, 3 runs in just 2 2/3. His other 2 starts against the Rockies, though, he won both of them. All right, let's find out who's going to back him up offensively, because you know we need somebody to do that tonight. Who will it be?
I'd be a fool not to take Chris Johnson, the way he's been swinging the bat as of late. And he actually has some numbers against German. So last night, obviously, the 3 hits. He's raised his batting average up, I think, 20 points in the last couple days. So Chris Johnson is my pick to click.
All right, no Tulo. A day of rest for him, so who should we be careful of?
I'm going with Cargo. He had the 3 doubles last night, and he's just starting to catch a little bit of fire, and he hits righties much better than lefties.
Well, they got a lot of guys in that lineup that can hit. Can't go wrong with Cargo. That is for sure. Our AT&T U-verse starting pitcher, Shelby Miller. As I said, those other 2 starts against the Rockies were both wins coming off a sensational appearance against the